Okay, guys, let's talk about the Philadelphia Eagles. They're trying to find a new offensive coordinator. As we all know, they interviewed Mike Kafka, the Falcons OC. I don't know if he's gonna stay. Now that Stefanski's now the head coach. The Philadelphia Eagles have a long off season. I'm gonna keep it like that. They have a long off season. Very frustrating loss to the Niners in the wild card round. Very frustrating. I will be 100%. That is the most frustrating thing, watching the Niners come into Philadelphia and beat us, because Kevin Petula on that final drive could not get anything going. But this offseason, right? Let's get to the offseason. This offseason is very promising. There's a few guys I want to bring back. When I say a few, I mean like a couple. Um, let's pull up the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles are going to have a lot of free agents. Okay, as we all know, the Philadelphia's unrestricted free agents shall be Dallas Goedert, Nakobe Dean, Reed Blankenship, Jalen Phillips, Braden Mann, Jahan Dotson, Fred Johnson, Josh Uche. Other notable players that will be free agents: Kylan Granson, Matt Pryor, A.J. Dillon, Samuel Howe. Now, the players that I want to see back, well, I'm going to start with players I don't want to see back. I do not want to see Matt Pryor back. Matt Pryor needs to be gone. This team was better without Matt Pryor. I would try to get Mekhi Becton back. I think that's most likely what's going to happen. A.J. Dillon, I would have loved to see this work out. I don't think they gave it enough chance. They went and got with Tank Bigsby. They didn't see what it could muster up to. Kylan Granson, I would like to see him come back in case, like, say, Goddard and Calcaterra get hurt. He's a better run blocker than Grant Calcaterra, unless they're going to go in the draft, which we'll talk about later in this video. But unless they're going to go in the draft to get a Shadiq Bey, not Shadiq Bey, not the basketball player Shadiq Bey. Kenyon Shadiq. That's what I was thinking of. Sorry. The Philadelphia Eagles have, in my opinion, Reed Blankenship can walk. Nakobe Dean can walk. I would like to see Goddard come back on a 1 or 2 year deal. I also would like to see Jalen Phillips come back. I think those are going to be. There's three players that are my main focus in this offseason. You could even say 4. I would say Dallas Goedert, Jalen Phillips, and Fred Johnson. Kylan Granson could be your 4th. Nakobe Dean can walk for one reason. He is a luxury. You don't need Nakobe Dean. You don't need Nakobe Dean. He is like that luxury that you have in front of Jahad Campbell. Jahad Campbell is basically a taller okay. So I was talking about stuff about football, and we were just talking about the Eagles and Nakobe Dean and all the stuff. And he basically said Nakobe Dean, Jahad Campbell is basically Nakobe Dean, but he's bigger and he can cover better. I kind of agree with that. Jahad Campbell is a really, really good. He is really good in the passing game, and I think that on a rookie scale contract would be better than bringing Nakobe Dean back. If Nakobe comes back for cheap, that's good. Nakobe Dean, I am more than welcome to bring Nakobe Dean back to Philadelphia. The issue is with Reed Blankenship. Bro cannot cover. He is always near the ball. Yes, I agree. He is good. He is a good tackler. He's always near the ball. He cannot cover. Him and Sidney Brown are my 2 issues. Sidney Brown really stinks. I would like to see Marcus Epps come back another season, really. Marcus Epps coming back another season would be tremendous. I would love Marcus Epps coming back, because Marcus Epps hits hard. He reminds me of Brian Dawkins. He's going to hit you hard. He's going to give you full effort. He ain't going to just show up and basically keel over. He's going to give you effort. Sidney Brown just sucks. My main 2 focuses on that for defense. I want Jalen Phillips to come back. That's what your number 1 move has to be. Bring Jalen Phillips. Right? We got to bring Jalen Phillips. What I have highlighted Jalen Phillips has to come back to the Philadelphia Eagles. Interesting fact, I've talked with my dad about this. Interesting fact, since they have traded for Jalen Phillips, that Eagles defense was number 1 in the NFL. Since they traded for Jalen Phillips. Now, all season long, they went to the Houston Texans, but since that trade for Jalen Phillips, since the trade deadline, the Eagles been number 1. So Jalen Phillips has been heavily helpful. Jalen Phillips has heavily been great for this defense. The pressures, even though he's not getting a ton of sacks, the pressures for Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Jalen Hunt, freaking Nolan Smith is even getting some pressure too. If BG comes back another season on a nice vet min, that would be nice. Like a team-friendly contract, that would be nice. Dallas Goedert. So you're going into this draft with the 23rd pick. The 23rd pick, because you have the wild card losses. And you have 22 teams in front of you. Now you may ask, who are the 19 teams in front of the Philadelphia Eagles? Maybe you don't care. But for the people who do care, you can just skip this part of the video if you don't care. But for the people who do care, you have the Raiders, Jets, Cardinals, Titans, Giants. You got the Cleveland, the Redskins, the Saints, Chiefs. For the first time in a long time, I feel like the Chiefs are the top 10 pick. Bengals, Dolphins, Cowgirls. You have the Rams traded from the Falcons pick. You have Baltimore, Tampa. You have the Jets from the Indianapolis trade. You have Detroit, Minnesota. Then you get to your playoff losers. You got Carolina, Green Bay, which that pick goes to Dallas. Then you have Pittsburgh, Chargers, and then the Philadelphia Eagles. And then to round out the wild card losses, Jacksonville's pick, which would then go to Cleveland. So in the trade from last year, the guy Jacksonville, Travis Hunter. Now, the rest of the order is up in the air. As of right now, Buffalo would have the 26th pick, but that could also change. If the Bears win tonight, that could also change. The Buffalo Bills could go down to the 25th pick, maybe. This is intriguing, really, with the 23rd pick. Because the Eagles, if they can't get Dallas Goedert back, and I got to look at the 2026, the free agents for the NFL, right? You got to always look at the NFL free agents because there's going to be a lot of good free agents. You are going to have guys like Trey Hendrickson, Mike Evans, Christian Kirk, Khalil Mack, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Smith, Travis Kelce, old wash Travis Kelce, Jonah Williams. I don't know if he's any. He must be good if he's going to be around worth about 15 mil. But this tight ends, David Njoku. David Njoku is a pretty good tight end. If you want a Dallas Goedert, but he's maybe a little bit better in the passing game, David Njoku. There's really this free agency class is not going to be that good. It's just like that's what's crazy, right? Is you want to talk about it, but the tight end market, here we go. Right? You got the tight end market, and this is where I'm looking at the most heavily. You got Travis Kelce, which I don't even. You bring Travis Kelce to Philly, what for? He's washed, old. He's probably even going to retire, maybe. You got David Njoku. Dallas Goedert may come back. He's right now ranked as the 3rd tight end in the free agent class. Taysom Hill. If you're Howie Roseman, do you really want to bring Taysom in here, a gadget guy to play? Let's not try and bring back that 2020 season with Jalen Hurts and Carson Wentz and have Hurts come on the field, have Wentz do like a runny route thing, and you have no, I don't want to do that. Now this would be a good pickup. Tyler Higbee, depends. Is he still good? He's going to be 33. So at 33 years old, can Tyler Higbee be good? Now, this is the one that is probably going to happen. He's going to be 25 years old. Barely played in the league. He's going to be dirt cheap for Howie Roseman. Kyle Pitts. This is the intriguing one. Will Kyle Pitts return to the Atlanta Falcons? I don't think so. I I would like it. He's only like 25, 20. He's going to be like 26, 6'7". Um, I just don't. I think with Kyle Pitts, his issue is consistency. If you can get consistency with Kyle Pitts, it's not a bad deal. It's really not a bad deal if you get a good consistency with him, especially with Hurts and them. But say you bring back Dallas Goedert, then you get Kyle Pitts on a nice dirt cheap contract. That's a nice win. If both like say you get Dallas Goedert back on a team friendly deal, then you go get Kyle Pitts for dirt cheap. Say like a 2-3 year deal for Kyle Pitts, and he actually balls out. That's a win. And I'm not really seeing any other free agent tight ends that are like, oh my god, I have to like again. This free agent class isn't. Last year wasn't all special. This year again, this year it's really not special. The most special players in here really are Trey Hendrickson, who had 17 sacks to one season, but he's gonna get cost about his AAV is predicted to be $29 million. That's the pre. His market value is like almost $26 million. Eagles are not gonna get him. Mike Evans. Would it be nice to add another receiver to this receiving room? Sure, but he's basically 33. His pre-AAV almost $21 million. His market value is around $14 million. Again, those are like the standouts. Christian Kirk. I mean, you really want Christian Kirk? Like, not really many free agents that is worth the Eagles. So I think that this offseason is going to be more so trying to retain Dallas Goedert, Jalen Phillips, and Fred Johnson. I also think Kyle Granson will come back on a nice cheap deal. We'll see about Sam Howell. We'll see about A.J. Dillon. I don't think Matt Pryor will be back. I don't think Uche will be back. We'll see if Josh Uche comes back. I really don't think he will. Braden Mann, they are probably going to bring back as well. I think he is a necessity. He is a good punter. Reed Blankenship can walk. N'Kobe can walk. Unless they take really friendly team deals. I think also you got the 23rd pick in the draft. Let's go look at the big board on Tankathon. Hold up. All right, let's go look at the mock draft because I want to see what these guys what they have the Raiders. So Fernando Mendoza is predicted to go 1. So by the time they have Cornell Tate going forward to the Tennessee Titans, which is it would be a good move for Tennessee, but I feel like that's too high for a receiver. But you saw the Jamar Chase pick ended up getting him to a Super Bowl. But the Titans have so many holes. Do you really go receiver at 4? I think that Jeremiah Love being predicted to the Saints is a little too high. If you take a running back in the top 10, that is just too high. I think Denzel Boston to the Philadelphia Eagles is ridiculous. I don't think the Eagles are taking a receiver in the first round. They got A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. If they really want a receiver, I mean, say Dotson doesn't come back. You can always just go sign a nice young wide receiver in free agency or just trade for a young guy. I don't see the need to draft. If you want a receiver in this draft, I mean, you got Johnny Wilson coming back from the injury. Yeah, people forget about Johnny Wilson. He got hurt. He's going to be coming back. You got Darius Cooper. You got receivers. I don't see the need to draft one at pick 23. What they need to do, and I kind of want to see about offensive linemen. Where's offensive linemen? They need... Okay, so you are going to have... So you have, in this draft coming out for linemen, Spencer Fano, Francis out of Utah, Spencer Fano. Out of Miami, Francis Mogua. I think he's a right tackle. Out of University of Penn State. Penn State, hopefully it gets better. Anyway, back on track to the Eagles. They got Vega Ione. I hope, it looks like he's predicted to go 20. So he is predicted to go about 3 spots before the Eagles pick. He's ranked, 23rd and 20th in the class. Caden Proctor from Alabama, tackle. Another tackle from Utah. So Utah's having a couple tackles come out. Caleb Lamo. Oregon's going to lose an inside out linebacker, an inside lineman. Emmanuel Pagunon. Georgia's going to lose Monroe Freeland. Iowa, Jennings Dunker. Northwestern, Caleb Tiernan. Isaiah World out of Oregon. I think he's a pretty good tackle. Connor Lew out of Auburn. Out of Clemson, you got Blake Miller. Max Ihenachor out of Arizona State. Carter Smith, Indiana. Chase Bisontis out of Texas A&M. We could go on and on and on. There's a lot of tackles coming out. I think that a lot of these linemen coming out is going to benefit the Eagles. Because the Eagles, one of their biggest needs is offensive line. And I think that since you're at pick 23, you're going to get, the tight ends with Kenyon Shady, Oscar Delp, Max Clare. I think Oscar Delp is coming out this year. I mean, you with these tight ends coming out. Yeah, you got Kenyon Shady, Max Clare, Eli Stowers, Jamari Johnson, Michael Trigg, Jack Andrews. You got freaking Joe Royer, Eli Radrin, Dallin Bentley. I mean, Justin Jolly, Oscar Delp. Oscar Delp is near like the bottom half of the tight ends. You could realistically get Oscar Delp out of Georgia in the second round if you really, third round, fourth round maybe. But Kenyon Shady, Max Clare, Eli Stowers, Jamari Johnson, like these guys are gonna probably go in like the first couple rounds. And say the Eagles somehow one of these really good tight ends fall into the second round, which they don't even like. I'm looking at it right now, right? They don't even like they don't even have any of the top tight ends going. Like this first round has no tight ends. They have all the tight ends fall into the second round. The Eagles at pick 23 should be focusing on either a guard or a tackle. Or if you want to, take a center. It doesn't matter. You got to get offensive line help. You got it. And I like Cameron Williams. I don't think they need a right tackle. I don't even think they need a left tackle. If you want to draft a left tackle, so be it. But don't do it in the first round. I say if you can't get Mekhi Becton back, then go draft the right guard. If you need a center, go draft a center. Draft what you need at the offensive line position. I trust Howie Roseman will do that. And then in the second round, they have the Philadelphia Eagles taking at pick 54, a corner out of Arkansas. Now, I do agree, the Eagles need help. Because Keely Ringo is just a gunner. He cannot play corner. His decision-making is, what are you doing? Jacorian Bennett is too handsy. The backup corner spot, I didn't realize how bad it was, really, until week 18 against the Redskins. So that is a definite. You definitely need corner help. And, I mean, if you want to take a corner in the first round, I trust Howie. It's just, I feel like if this team, like, if they don't do what's necessary for the team, like, they don't take BPA, say BPA is an offensive lineman, then you take, if it doesn't fit your need and it's not a BPA, then maybe trade back and get more draft picks. The third round I have them taking Kamari Ramsey, a safety out of USC from the Jets, because the Jets absolutely suck, and they traded, and that's from the Hassan Reddick trade. Kamari Ramsey, USC. That again, they need safety help. I mean, so far, I don't disagree with this draft, except really, I can't help but say I don't disagree. I mean, and then they have in the third round competition, because we traded in the Jalen Phillips trade, we traded a pick to the Dolphins, which they have him taking Carson Beck out of the University of Miami after he transferred from Georgia. But they have us at pick 98 taking Derek Moore, edge rusher, Michigan. Again, it would be nice to get another edge rusher, but is it necessary? Do you need another edge rusher? Sure. But it sounded a nice, cheap veteran in free agency would be better than what? Banking on a third-round edge rusher like Jalen Phillips, Jalen Hunt, oh my. Like Jalen Hunt. You're not going to get Jalen Hunt all the time in the draft. So I don't really like that. They have him take a Joe Roiner out of Cincinnati, pick 122. Joe Royner out of Cincinnati. Don't know who that is. Don't even know who that is. First time hearing about this guy. So, I mean, if they really wait to the fourth round to take a tight end, so be it. It's Howie Roseman. I trust in Howie. And they have a fourth round pick in the comp. And they have the Eagles at pick 137 taking Cage Casey. Finally taking an offensive lineman. A tackle out of Boise State. This whole mock draft to me on Tankathon, I don't agree with. So I would say in round 1, take an offensive lineman, or if you want to really say you get like a stud defensive lineman, they can go next to Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis and Moro Jomo. Then so be it. So be it. I trust you, Howie, but I say in the first round, if you can get these 3 positions to fall to you that are really good, and that would be offensive line, defensive line, and corner, do it. And then in the second round, I would take, say, like a tight end, another linebacker, if you want, actually, another corner if you want, a tight end. And if you really want a receiver, you could do that. Or you could wait to the third round, get a receiver. You could take even more offensive linemen, maybe, say, round 4, round 5. I don't think they need another running back. What I think they need to do is they need to use Tank Bigsby more. They need to use Tank a lot. Tank Bigsby will be a free agent after next season, and that scares me. Tank Bigsby not coming back next season scares me. I would say this, though. If you don't draft one late in this year's draft, I would say draft one late in next year's draft. They need another quarterback, man. Tanner McKee is not the starter, bro. He's not starter caliber. He is a good backup. But when it comes to if I need Tanner McKee to come in a game and Jalen Hurts gets hurt, I can't trust Tanner McKee. He can pick off, like if you put him in with the starters, Tanner McKee can pick off the Dallas Cowboys. He can beat their butts because it's the Dallas Cowboys. That defense sucks. The sucky defenses he can do. The good defenses I don't think he can handle when you have the starters out there with him. I just don't trust Tanner McKee, and I think that you got to look at let's look at the quarterbacks coming out that could possibly fall late in the draft. Okay, this is great. You have Trinidad Chambliss, Garrett Nussmeier, Carson Beck, Drew Aller, Cade Klubnik. Those are guys that could fall to the second to late in the draft. Because again, Trinidad Chambliss. Is anybody going to want him when he spent 5-6 years in college? Garrett Nussmeier. Is anybody going to want to reach and take him in the first round? Carson Beck. He probably will end up being maybe a first round pick, maybe. Depends on how everything goes against Fernando Mendoza tomorrow and against the Indiana Hoosiers, the Hurricanes. Drew Aller definitely will be on the board later in the draft if they really, really want Drew Aller. I wouldn't take Drew Aller because he doesn't have good mobility. And same with Cade Klubnik. Cade Klubnik, he's always up and down. Because it's always you never know what you're going to get with Cade. One game, you're going to get, say, a 4-touchdown performance, a masterclass out of Cade. The next, you may get him throwing picks left and right, and you're going 3 and out. You never know what you're going to get. And, the mobile threat with him, he's almost the same height as Jalen Hurts. I wouldn't do it. Again, none of these quarterbacks, Ty Simpson, Fernando Mendoza, Ty Simpson, Trinidad Chambliss, Garrett Nussmeier, Carson Beck, Drew Aller, and Cade Klubnik, none of them all appeal to me for the Philadelphia Eagles. If I'm the Philadelphia Eagles, you have to possibly look at next year's draft. Most likely, you are going to get a loaded draft with quarterbacks next year. C.J. Carr, DJ Lagway, Jaden Maiva, you got Arch Manning, John Mateer, Drew Mystiquer, Dante Moore, Dylan Raiola, Julian Saint, Lenoris Sellers. And then it's one of those things where you're going to have more quarterbacks possibly come out next year than what you are this year. And I think that if you get a guy like a Dante, say Dante Moore has a bad senior season, he falls in the draft. Hell, I would like Dylan Raiola. If you get Dylan Raiola, I would be happy. Dylan Raiola he transferred to Oregon from Nebraska. He thought Dante Moore was leaving for his senior year. Dylan Raiola is going to have to prove to Dan Lannon why he deserves to be the starting quarterback. And if he can outbid Dante Moore, I mean, Dante Moore didn't look good against Indiana, but not many teams that look good against Indiana. But I think that a lot of the Philadelphia Eagles, the Philadelphia Eagles are in a weird position. Because if they don't get a good offensive coordinator, and if they don't have a good season, and the Eagles say, for whatever reason, with this talented roster, to get an offensive coordinator, Nick Sirianni does not take his hands and paws off this offense. The Philadelphia Eagles, ladies and gentlemen, I hate to break it to you, but they ain't winning the Super Bowl next year if they can't have a good season. Because, if they don't get this whole situation fixed where Nick has no control over the offense, they strip the power away for good, he can't even pick his own coordinators for the future. If none of that gets solved, and next season is bad, and Sirianni and his team look awful, and say they go awful, say they get to 6-11, 5-12, 4-13, even 3-14, the top of the draft, it's bad, 2020 bad, if it's 2020 bad, what they had, the 6th pick traded it to the Dolphins, went to 12, and then jumped with Dallas to get Devontae Smith, bad, Sirianni's going to be gone. And I was surprised kind of that they brought him back. I was surprised that they brought Sirianni back. I thought, no way that after our first round exit in an embarrassing fashion, you bring a Sirianni back. They did it. I'm not happy about it, but this Philadelphia Eagles team, they need a lot of fixing, and A.J. Brown is not